The Indiana Fever had been written off as a team stuck in limbo, and so had Lexie Hull. Drafted 6th overall in 2022, Hull's first 2 years in the WNBA were marked by frustration and doubt. The once dominant college champion at Stanford found herself lost in the shuffle. Then Caitlin Clark happened. The rookie didn't just change the Fever's offense, she brought the team back to life. Her presence was a game changer, and it even reignited Hull's spark on the court. This is a story about grit, leadership, and the Fever's climb back to greatness. Discover how Caitlin Clark transformed Hull's journey and what Hull recently had to say about her. Lexie Hull knows how to work hard. She's the kind of player who will spend extra hours in the gym, grinding long after the court empties. But in her first 2 WNBA seasons, that work didn't always translate. Minutes were sporadic, her role unclear, and the Indiana Fever were still searching for an identity. Then, 2024 happened. This year, the Fever are finally relevant again, heading to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Hull's resurgence has been a big part of the story, but she'll be the first to tell you she didn't do it alone. A big assist goes to rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, a player whose personality and playmaking have turned Indiana into a legitimate contender and helped Hull find her rhythm. The turning point didn't happen on the court. It came during the WNBA Olympic break, when Hull, Clark, and teammate Katie Lou Samuelson headed to Mexico with their significant others. The sun, sand, and time away from basketball were refreshing, but what stood out most to Hull was getting to know the person behind Clark's superstar reputation. "She's hilarious," Hull said of Clark. "She loves to stir up trouble, always joking around, always trying to get a laugh. Honestly, she's kind of a prankster." The goofiness surprised Hull, who was used to Clark's intensity on the court. But that mix of humor and drive made the rookie easier to connect with. What started as a fun beach vacation turned into a budding friendship and set the stage for something special back in Indiana. Hull didn't come into the season expecting things to be easy. After all, when the Fever locked in Clark with the #1 pick, it was clear the team would revolve around her. Hull, a former 6th overall pick herself, was coming off a decent 2023 season, but hadn't fully found her footing in the WNBA. The start of the season was tough. Hull barely saw the floor in 6 of the team's first 21 games. She kept working, putting in the hours, but it felt like nothing was clicking. "It was frustrating," Hull admitted. "You're in the gym every day, doing everything you can, but it's like the results just aren't showing up. It wears on you," Clark noticed. Known for her court vision, Clark also has a knack for seeing things in her teammates they don't always see in themselves. "She's one of those players who believes in you before you even believe in yourself," Hull said. "When Caitlin passes you the ball, it's not just about making the play. It's like she's saying, 'I trust you. You've got this.' That kind of belief changes everything." Everything shifted in mid-August. Coming out of the Olympic break, the Fever faced the Seattle Storm, and Hull came off the bench with something to prove. She caught fire, hitting 6 of 7 three-pointers in a commanding 92-75 win. "That game was huge for me," Hull said. "I felt like I could finally just let go and play. The shots were falling, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like myself out there." Clark didn't waste a second hyping her up. She took to social media immediately, declaring, "This is now a Lexie Hull fan account." The tweet went viral, but more importantly, it marked a turning point for Hull's confidence. After that breakout game, Hull became a mainstay in the lineup. By late August, she had earned a starting spot, and the Fever went 6-3 in their next 9 games. Hull's shooting numbers were absurd. She's second in the league in three-point percentage this season, connecting on an astonishing 63.2% of her attempts since the break. But Hull's impact wasn't just about the numbers. Her hustle, defense, and knack for making big plays when it mattered most made her invaluable to Indiana's playoff push. "She's the heart of this team," Clark said. "She's the one diving on the floor for loose balls, chasing down their best scorer, doing all the things that don't show up in the stat sheet." Hull and Clark's growing friendship made their on-court chemistry even better. Hull's sharp cuts and movement without the ball meshed perfectly with Clark's passing wizardry. The duo became one of the Fever's most dangerous combinations. "She draws so much attention," Hull said of Clark. "When she kicks the ball out, you know it's going to be a good look. And when you start hitting those shots, it changes how you see yourself as a player." Off the court, Clark's easygoing personality brought a much-needed balance to the grind of the WNBA season. "She's just fun to be around," Hull said. "She keeps things light, but she's also one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. That combination makes her an incredible teammate." On a side note, we all need a friend like Caitlin Clark, right? Anyway, getting back to the video, Clark's ability to elevate her teammates isn't new. Her former college teammate, Kate Martin, now with the Las Vegas Aces, saw it firsthand at Iowa. "The best thing about Caitlin isn't her scoring or her passing. It's how she makes everyone around her better," Martin said. "When you're around her, you start believing you're capable of more than you thought." Indiana former coach Christy Sides echoed the sentiment. "What separates Caitlin isn't just her talent," Sides said. "It's her ability to bring people along with her." Lexie's resurgence is the perfect example of that. TV analyst Debbie Antonelli recently described Hull's late-season play as vintage Lexie Hull, a nod to the player who led Stanford to an NCAA championship in 2021. Watching her now, it's clear she's regained the confidence and swagger that made her a star in college. "It feels good to be back in that place," Hull said. "I've worked so hard to get here, and it's rewarding to see that hard work finally paying off." Lexie Hull's journey this season is proof of what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and when you have teammates who believe in you. For Hull, the hard work, the struggles, and the moments of doubt were all worth it. "This season reminded me why I love this game," she said. "And the best part is, we're just getting started." And what about the recent statement? On Tuesday, the 26th of November, Lexie Hull joined the She's 4 Sports podcast to reflect on her WNBA journey, with the discussion naturally turning to her friendship with Caitlin Clark. When asked about sharing the court with a close teammate, Hull expressed her admiration for Clark. She highlighted how rewarding it had been to get to know her on a personal level, describing Clark as a great individual beyond her basketball talent. "It's really awesome to get to know her as well, because, she's a great person. But you all have these expectations put on her, and our team has put on her, and fans have put on her. So to see her kind of be so mature in that transition, it's been really awesome." Hull acknowledged the immense expectations placed on Clark by fans, the team, and the broader basketball community, commending her for the maturity she displayed in navigating the transition to professional basketball. Hull emphasized that the strong camaraderie among teammates had played a crucial role in fostering success for the team, and she shared her pride in having Clark as both a teammate and a friend. Lexie Hull's inspiring journey in the WNBA shows how resilience, teamwork, and the right support system can turn a career around. Thanks to the incredible leadership of Caitlin Clark WNBA, Hull has regained her confidence and become a crucial part of the Indiana Fever's success. The friendship between Lexie Hull Caitlin Clark is a story of mutual respect, trust, and growth, on and off the court. As Hull shared in her recent Lexie Hull interview, this season has been about finding herself again, with a little help from a remarkable teammate. Lexie Hull shares the untold story of her rise in the WNBA, thanks to Caitlin Clark, and it's clear this is just the beginning for the Fever and their rising stars.